Hey, hey, hey. Good morning. Yes. Okay. Got my chat window open over there. See? I think I'm gonna do some optimization on that sky code I've been working on. 'Cause it's been sitting there forever, and it's a big long mess on Tick. So I'm just gonna put some checks in to basically say like, oh, do we want to be lerping right now? Because it doesn't need to be lerping constantly if it's already at the value. The transitions are like, you know, a few seconds long. You got like a 40-minute cycle that'll cut down on a lot of stuff. So all of this has to happen. Time, passing a day, update sun. That's in the sun position calculator thing. So see, this is how I have it integrated into the thing. Good morning, Jacob. What's up? Update moon directions. This is some stuff I wrote to make it, you know, do its somewhat real life things. This, it's basically just matching, I think. Look at rotation. Yeah, that was the thing. The target, what's the star expected target? Is the moon BP, right? So basically to make the moonlight look at the, so that was a fix I came up with to make it accurate instead of, this used to be a bunch of lerping and crazy stuff. Here's where we start the day-night switch. This is the thing that tells what time or angle. I was thinking it needs to start even sooner. Should I demonstrate this real quick? I'm gonna make it like a 2-minute day-night cycle. I'll show you what I mean. -5. It's still starting like too late. Like the sun is kind of like already all the way up above the horizon before it shines on. And I don't know, I mean, I guess here's the thing. This is what I want to accomplish. See it there. This kind of look, or that kind of look. Right? Oh, Jesus. I want the picture. Okay. Right? There's this look that the sun gets. It's kind of hazy on the horizon. Let's close this for performance so you can see. Oh, and also I just enabled the high precision reflections. I think it's called high precision normals. It's in the first minute of the 20 tips in 20 minutes video that Unreal posted from Unreal Academy Europe or whatever it is. So yeah, this is sweet. Certainly. Alright, it's a big glowy mess, but I think that's not bad. It's up there, it's not like bothering me. If I look up at the sun, it's like, but we want to see the sun rise. Let's just go. I kind of saw the character's head disappear for a moment before the camera entered. That was kind of weird. Alright, so I have a little spot set up here where we can see the sunrise and sunset. It might have been a noticeable hitch, a few frames per second from enabling the high precision reflections, but normals or whatever, that looks better even. Like even this looks smoother. I gotta do something about where it's kind of black. Setting, it looks better because it starts to deactivate here. So actually maybe, but let's watch the sunrise here. It's a little circumspect, is that the word I'm looking for? Alright, but actually we can also enable this and disable it at runtime. So we're about like 100, getting to 110. I'm definitely seeing that hit a 1 there. Maxing out at 110, but usually around 100. So it's under project settings, under rendering, and about most of the way down you got optimizations, and this high precision normals under G buffer format. So if we go back to default, and that changes. Let's see, I mean, it's really hard to tell. I would have to like put a graph on and like get an average, but it looks like it's hitting like 115 or like staying at above 110 a little more with it off. But you can kind of see here, not really. Let's see here. You can kind of see the reflection, it's kind of smudgy. I don't know, I noticed it on my end when I first enabled the thing. So you can see like some solarization there and some pixel. So if we pressing the wrong button, Alt-Tab's not gonna cut it. I guess it would, never mind. I was hitting the Windows button for some reason. Why would I hit the Windows button? Okay, come on thumb, wake up. So, let's put that back on high precision normals. And, okay, it's still like, I don't know. I think it looks better. It's supposed to be better. It might look better on different things. It's like the reflections are highly detailed, like the leaves look, okay, I don't know. It's not too big a hitch to worry about, and it's better looking, so I'm going to keep it on until someone complains that the performance is bad, and I have to like redo some stuff. So we'll wait for the sun again. Just a minute. And the thing is that it's the daylight thing is the bloom is gonna snap on when the sun is like this high. And like I don't know, I mean I guess that's okay. This might be more of a setting sun thing. I might have to do something where like double change the variable depending on if it's before a certain time or after a certain time. Like so we can have a custom time for the, it's maybe setting sun, you can turn off earlier. So you get that hazy view at sunset, but sunrise, maybe it can come on earlier so you get that like bright rising sun effect. I shall demonstrate momentarily. theoretically within a minute from, right, there it is. And the moon's right ahead of it. You see that? I mean, when it's sitting there in the real-time thing, when it's like 40-minute day-night cycle, it feels like forever before the sun comes on. Barely see the moon. You see it up there? Where are you, moon? Yeah, whatever. But here you can see when it turns off. It's turning off at the same time, or whatever. But since it's fading out from there, as opposed to fading in from there, right? Fading in from here means that it's going to be on up here. Fading out from here means it's going to be off, like down here. It's a big difference. So I think I'm going to have to change it, unless... No, aesthetically speaking, like there's the moon. Partial eclipse. Like it's fading out, and now it's finally off, right? I mean, that looks pretty sick with the moon there, too. But I feel the compulsion to do so. I'm just gonna slide this over. -5. 0. I'm just gonna keep it on for now. I want to see whether I can measure the roll or maybe the yaw to see, like, to check whether it's on the left or the right, because it's always going around the same circle. It's gonna tilt up or tilt down, but it's just like real life. It's gonna stay on that hemisphere, so to say. I'm just gonna leave the map open. So ignore the performance for now. It's drastic when you have the editor open. So that's constant. Yeah, okay. I'm actually gonna turn off the FPS thing when I'm got that blueprint open. I'll just use it when I'm actually measuring performance. This fog rolling out is fun, but it only looks like this when you're standing in the fog. When you're above it, it doesn't happen. So I don't know, it's kind of cool. Might as well keep it. Sometimes it'll happen, sometimes it won't. You never know. Okay, we're getting a number that's changing. So far it looks like negative is daytime. Morning, I should say. Not daytime, but morning. Hopefully it's going to turn positive. Yeah, somewhere around here. That would be perfect. It looks like it. It's right here if you can't see. Okay, turning positive around there. Close to... Well, I guess that's halfway. That's perfect. I mean, it's definitely on that side. I think I can use that for now. Alright, that's enough measuring. So... it's greater than 0. Even earlier. I mean, it looks pretty good. I think I'll keep it. And let's keep the 0 thing. Let's see how that looks. Quick save there. fade goes so well with the music. Not that the music's gonna be in the game or anything, but in any music, I'm sure it would be awesome. Like if it's like dun, 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 it's like loading in like that. So this is where it was before, -5, and when it's much slower, it would be like completely faded out way before it actually syncs there, because it would start fading out here, and it would just be like off pretty quickly, like within a couple seconds. Which is kind of annoying. I mean, perhaps I should adjust the speed on each specific thing with a divider, and like promote it to a variable, make it like, you know, bloom rate or whatever, and then have each of them multiply by the overall day-night speed. I should do that as I'm doing this. Maybe the first thing is a bloom speed. Should be slower for sure. But let's just see how this looks. You know what, I'm going to slow it down to the day-night speed so we can actually see what it looks like. A little bit more, just 5 minutes from here. And let's go ahead and do the bloom thing. So I'm skipping ahead with this. Tint, check daylight bloom. Here's the bloom stuff. Okay, bloom scale. Alright, and here's the interp speed. So we'll just do a float times float. And then right click on this spot, promote to variable. Bloom rate. Nice. I have something called bloom scale already. Yeah, see? Being smart with my variables. So now, bloom rate would be default. You have to compile it for this to show up. And it would default as 1, but let's make it 1/10 of that, because I know I want it to be lower. Rate is a funny thing in terp speed. I mean, the higher the number, the faster the transition. That's how it works, and it doesn't really make any sense. It's like interpretation speed 100. Like, what does that even mean? Going at 100 interps? So maybe there's some explanation for it. I just don't know. I'm sure there is. Oh yeah, that's the rate of pi divided by x plus 2. I'm just kidding. This might take a little longer to actually rise. But we should see more of a nice gradual transition starting from when the sun is like here. Like a half sun over the horizon. Also, let me know if I'm too quiet. I'm kind of just being quiet because it's 6 a.m. Now, what is it? 6:37? Almost 7. Alright. Oh, here comes the sun. Okay, so there it is. About halfway up. You see it start? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. That was beautiful. It had more of that yellowish coming up. And halfway. I wonder if maybe let's try it even lower just to see what it looks like. If it coming, because bloom coming up from the sun when it's below the horizon doesn't really make sense. It was like that for the longest time, and now unfortunately this is what affects everything here. I could do one of these switches, like for each setting, come back into the middle type thing and check. Like I think I've done that here. Did some subdivisions here. It gets a little weird. Okay. Let's let the sun come around real quick. don't really have a manual control because everything is synced up to like an additive system. Like time keeps adding up rather than something that you can directly control. Like I've tried changing the speed in game and it didn't work. So it's just the way my system's set up. I just kind of need to keep it like make this like 5 and -5. Like a clock system. Sundials. Then you can't tell the time at night. Gotta put sundials in the game because like if we have a realistic day-night system with actual sun position, gotta make use of it. Here it is. Or was that just... Oh, that was the fog finishing its rollout, I think. Or starting its rollout? No, it should start rolling in at the morning. Yeah, so that was just finishing its rolling out. Should probably make that longer too when I get to it. So we're also going to be considering the rate at which the bloom comes on here. There it is. It looks very nice like that. Yeah, actually, I think we can keep that. That was good. If I'm running around later on and I start to see too much bloom before the sun has come up later on, consider it. And it didn't, like, come on too drastically. Alright, let's move along. Before sunrise, before sunset, like the movies. Okay, and so what I wanted to do is just check, is this equal to that? So, current intensity equal 0. False, go up here. Volumetric scattering intensity equals 0.1. So you see what I'm doing here? And this has to come back down here. So let's put the logic up here. Why I have this dragging all the way across here? I guess just so I can tell that it's all from there. That's fine. Okay, so we're not doing the volumetric shadow because it's a snapping on and off. Like that should never do it in the first place, but I'll just check the other lights. Volumetric shadow. Cool. Both on. So let's get rid of this. Which means we can ditch that. Okay, get scalar parameter value, earth shine, turn value. So this is a cool one. This is the emissive of the moon. So it glows a little bit blue. during the day, so you can see it. It says some color matching stuff. There's a target back based on the moon phase as well. Just trying to like make a little room here. Alright. So I want this to go into here actually. That needs to happen first. Need to get the value no matter what. So false, do this. True, move along to the next thing. Okay. So far so good, I think. Just make sure there was no other select targets here. Alright, so interpolate to this. Get light color. Not using the variable anymore. I'm using it there. Cleaning up some stuff. Alright. Oh, does it equals? Basically the same here. Be back a second. Good morning, rise and shine, everybody. I'm gonna stick to one path at a time. That's all on the other side. So, moon phase. It's important to set all the time. Burb. Alright. It's all coming off this one value. some logic I did to say whether or not I like to fade. Wait, is it a lowercase s? I mean, this should be working anyway. I'm just checking. Yeah, that one's uppercase s. Alright, finding this moon material might be kind of difficult. Oh, there it is. Capital S. I don't know if it makes a difference though. So I feel like this was working. I've seen the blood moon many times. Just in case. I think this has to happen first. Yeah, because that happened. Well, let's just do once and reset. Or do a Boolean there. I can get, I mean, I don't know, I guess this has to happen. Too many do once connections. I'll just leave it. Basically, I'm just saying, like, if it's already done, just skip the interpretation. So just a check of variables, it's got to be faster than doing this. So basically what I'm doing is I'm not turning it off if it comes in and it's recently turned off, because then it'll snap. I could interpretate this instead, but that's more code. So that's why that's happening with this stuff. 5 seconds though. Guess it depends on how long this is. A little bit longer by default, and then even longer if I change that, or... Okay. Come down here later. And I'm not putting in all those multipliers for the time. It's okay for now. If I see anything that needs to take longer or shorter, like the fog,